Hello, welcome to another episode of PodcastDX, the show that brings you interviews with people just like you, whose lives were forever changed by a medical diagnosis. I'm Lita.
And I'm Ron.
No, Ron is out scuba diving.
Oh, okay, then I'm Jean Marie.
Yes, and collectively we are the hosts of PodcastDX. On today's show, we're speaking with amateur comedian and father of many dogs, Bob. Bob is the former owner of a rather cantankerous gallbladder, and he is joining us today from Watoma, Wisconsin. Welcome to the show, Bob.
Hi, Bob.
Why, thanks, Ron.
Bob, to start us off, what exactly is a gallbladder?
A gallbladder is a small organ. It's shaped like a concord pear, which sits just under the liver. The gallbladder fills with bile, which is produced by the liver, and then releases the bile into the digestive tract.
Okay.
And when did you begin to have gallbladder issues?
I had what's called we call gallbladder attacks, and I would say I had two of them for sure, maybe three, and they were about 6 or 7 months prior to actually having to go and have the surgery.
Okay.
And for our listeners out there, gallbladder attack is typically signified by sudden, rapid, intensifying pain in the center or upper right abdominal region, pain between the shoulder blades or in the right shoulder, nausea and or vomiting, and symptoms can last from only a few minutes to several hours at a time. And please seek immediate medical care if you develop signs and symptoms of a serious gallstone complication, which may include abdominal pain so intense that you can't sit still, yellowing of the skin and the whites of the eyes, and or a very high fever.
Okay.
Or any fever.
Right. And were your symptoms worse after you ate certain foods?
Yeah, it was certainly after I had a weekend of gouging myself or gorging myself on fatty foods and high cholesterol type foods that are just too fatty. It's harder. The gallbladder produces. It goes into overtime to produce more bile to get it into your intestinal tract, and it throws everything haywire.
Okay. And what exactly is a gallstone?
Gallstones are abnormal masses in the gallbladder, in the gallbladder or the bile ducts, which are formed of bile pigments, cholesterol, or calcium salts.
Okay.
Cholesterol gallstones are the most common type of gallstones, composed primarily of undissolved cholesterol. They typically look like small, opaque yellow stones. On the other hand, pigment gallstones are known as calcified gallstones, and they're typically black or brown stones, and they're composed primarily of bilirubin. Bilirubin is a chemical that the body produces when it breaks down red blood cells.
I didn't realize that there were different kinds. All right. According to the National Institute of Health, physicians sometimes can use non-surgical treatments to treat cholesterol stones, but pigment stones usually require surgery. How did your physician treat your stones?
My gallbladder had to be removed.
The whole thing?
Yeah, it was in really bad shape, so I had gone to the emergency room. I had symptoms of pain, and I was vomiting for about 10 hours, and I knew I was dehydrated.
Oh, geez.
And I actually had gone to the emergency room just to get some fluids in me. And they had done an MRI and then said, well, got to get that gallbladder out of you.
Okay.
And did they show you your gallbladder or your gallstones after the procedure?
I've heard that they, if you asked them, they could do that, but they did take some pics of it. The gallbladder, my doctor had told me that the gallbladder, my gallbladder typically had so many stones it was like gravel in there, she said.
Oh, wow.
Ooh.
Yeah, well, send us the pics. We'll put them on the website with this episode.
And on Instagram.
Oh, Instagram pics.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Was it a typical procedure, and how long did it take for your recovery?
I was in the hospital for 3 days.
Which is a long time.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah, in today's world, it's a long time today. So, yeah, I was there for 3 days. I was in intensive care for 2 days, and then 1 day just for recovery.
Oh my gosh!
But and then about another 4 weeks for the stitches to heal, and I just had to watch, they didn't break the stitches open.
Sure, sure. I bet your dogs missed taking walks with you during that time.
They did.
Yeah.
But luckily, Sue filled in for me.
Oh, that's good.
She's a sweetheart.
That's good. Do you have any diet restrictions now? Like, are there certain foods that you can't eat now that you don't have a gallbladder?
After your gallbladder is removed, the bile from the liver goes directly into the small intestine. I actually don't have any restrictions, but if I eat too many fatty foods, it can result in a looser stool.
Okay. But otherwise, you just eat what you want.
Yeah, I just have to make sure that you don't put too much weight on, and you always have diet restrictions. So, but not nothing. But yeah, I can eat absolutely anything without.
Sure.
Okay. Is there anything that our listeners can do to help our listeners? What about me? Now you got me worried.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, I've had so many surgeries recently. I don't want to add this to the list. Is there anything that we that still have our gallbladders can do to prevent gallstones?
Drink a lot of fluids, hydrate, don't fast, don't skip meals. Try to stick to a regular meal time, regular routine. Yeah, skipping meals or fasting, they can certainly increase the risk of getting gallstones. And no binge dieting. If you're going to lose weight, do it slowly. But rapid weight loss can increase the risk as well.
Okay.
You know what I thought of as soon as you said that? Prisoners of war. I mean, I don't know why I thought of that, but
that's a little
people.
extreme.
I know, but I'm just thinking people in that situation that they don't have any choices about their diet. They're given limited food.
Or to all of our listeners in the LA area, which is a big constituent for us.
Well, I'm just saying, I see binging and yeah. Don't fast. Don't lose weight in a hurry. Go slow. Well, that's good to know because I'm gonna have to watch myself because I need to keep whatever parts I got left in me.
Yeah, there's not much. Bionic woman.
Bionic.
Okay.
Well, thank you, Bob. I appreciate it.
Yeah, we definitely learned a lot.
If our listeners have any questions or comments related to today's show, they can contact us at PodcastDX@yahoo.com, through our website, PodcastDX.com, on Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, or Instagram. And if you have a moment to spare, please give us a 5-star review wherever you get your podcast.
And as always, please keep in mind that this podcast is not intended to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always seek the advice of your physician or other qualified healthcare provider with any questions you may have regarding a medical condition or treatment and before undertaking a new healthcare regime. And never disregard professional medical advice or delay in seeking it because of something you have heard on this podcast.
Thank you very much, Bob.
Thanks, Bob.
Okay, Ron.
Have a good week, and until next time.
Yep.